this phase that all it's signaling is that I'm going downhill. This is what I recorded today, and I'm even surprised by it. I couldn't focus. Like, my mind was so distracted with the past task. I hit that 30K per month. I'm back at like 10K per month, and I think the next big thing is 50K, 100K, 200K. But you gotta keep on rowing the boat or swimming to get to that safety or safe island where you can at least survive until a helicopter comes and picks you up and places you where you belong. Oof, that has been a tough past 7 days. Good morning. New week, new opportunities, new electrolytes. It's 6 a.m. right now. Just finished my workout, my tiny little workout. Gonna take a cold shower, and then the day is packed. I got some client work, and also today should be the day where I finally launch the fifth new ad concept. I've been trying to crack the ads game for like 2 months now and still haven't found that winning formula that can consistently get more prospects and qualified booked calls. So we're still working on that. That is the goal. And putting one step in front of the other and not worrying too much about the future. Just taking it day by day. So yeah, let's crush this week. It's about 1 p.m. right now, and I just finished lunch. I realized over the past 5 days or so, I wanted to launch my ad campaign, but every day a new client problem would emerge, and I'd schedule to solve that problem within 1 or 2 hours, but it would take longer. So it's something out of my control, really. And now, like today, I also scheduled a task that I thought could be done in 1 hour. It took four. So after I finished that task, I wanted to get back to working on the ad and making sure I finish everything to launch it. And I couldn't focus. Like, my mind was so distracted with the past task that I told myself, hey, I'm gonna have lunch, calm my mind a bit, and then go to a coffee shop. I couldn't focus. Like, my mind was so distracted with the past task that I told myself, hey, I'm gonna have lunch, calm my mind a bit. But something that I wanted to deliver to you as a super important message is whatever you're trying to do now, actually do it. Like, launch whatever you're thinking about launching. I think a mistake that slowed me down, especially that I think I'm very analytical. I like to think about stuff, um, and be in my own head a lot of times. I would do that, and I had this habit in business a lot. I would think about the problems. I would think about all the different scenarios and the paths that I have in front of me. And this took away the time from taking action and getting the data that I need to know how to pivot. So I got stuck in my head like a lot. But now I've trained, and I am continuously training myself to just take action as much as I can. So what does that mean? To give you the simplest example, 2 weeks ago, well, 1.5 weeks ago, when I started doing my 5 a.m. wake ups on the first day, I got the idea of uploading that I'm waking up at 5 a.m. and I'm working out and all this stuff. And as I recorded my first clips, they were so imperfect. If I look back at them, I'm like, bro, they suck. Like, the angle, the lighting, none of it was perfect. But if I had overthought it and I was like, maybe I'll upload it 2 weeks later when I'm better, whatever, maybe I would have uploaded it in the first place. But because I did upload it and I initiated this, and I launched, then automatically I was committed to doing it consistently. So the next day I woke up, I figured that there's a better angle. I used that angle and recorded the video. And then the next day, same thing, same thing, same thing. I kept on improving and improving. 2 weeks later, I'm very happy with the progress I made. I'm very happy with the ideas that I'm getting on where I should place the camera, what lights I should turn on, and all the different sophisticated and nuanced things that I can do to make the video look better. And so this is what it looked like. Very basic, nothing special, me doing push-ups. And I put like the 5 a.m. thing here, right? You can see it's messy, that there is no art in it or anything of that sort. Even my body wasn't like that. Like I've improved a lot since I started, and I've been doing this for like 2 weeks now. But anyway, fast forward to 2 weeks later, or 2.5 weeks. This is what I recorded today, and I'm even surprised by it. Maybe it's not very clear here, but its quality is crazy. Like it's so cinematic. It's one of these clips that people can use on social media to like upload or to share like the motivational speeches and whatever, where they can utilize this exact video. So because I started 2 weeks ago, I've advanced a lot, and the same thing is with ads. With ads, I like my first funnel was so bad. It was so bad, and it contained a lot of missing elements. But after multiple iterations, I iterated and improved and improved. And now it's at a really good stage. Maybe 1 month from now, if I look back at it, at the current funnel, I'll be like, what did I think back then? But I cannot reach that phase without taking the action, without getting the data on what works and what doesn't. So I've been implementing this philosophy in my business for quite a while now, and it's giving me a ton of data. Although it's not manifesting directly, my revenue didn't just jump all of a sudden and I hit my goal, but I am planting the seeds and I am going faster consistently towards and planting as many seeds as I can, and soon enough they'll grow, they'll sprout, and they'll produce some fruits, and that comes in the form of money and success in the business overall. Right now, I still haven't found a winning concept for marketing. And one thing that I want to say, this is a message to myself, that if you're new to something and you schedule that to take you 2 hours, but it takes 8 hours instead, like don't get furious. In fact, like be happy that you are putting in enough attention and focus to grow in that thing so that later it can serve you. Another great example is this YouTube channel that you're watching right now. If I hadn't started 3 or 4 years ago, I don't know when the first upload was, I wouldn't have been here today recording all of this. If I thought that, maybe when I become successful, that people can listen to me, and then it would make sense for me to like, yeah, have a YouTube channel and whatever. But now that I look back at all the videos that I made, I find that I actually have an advantage over other brands because I documented the moment I started from near zero. And right now, I'm literally documenting that I'm in a bad situation in my business. Not bad, but the results where aren't ideal, okay? And I want to scale that, and I'm documenting what I'm doing to scale that. So even though my life is going perfectly well or imperfectly well, I still want to upload. Even though I don't have the best content team and I don't have the best equipment, I still want to upload because I believe in documenting the progress that I'm making. I believe that is so invaluable, and I enjoy doing that stuff. Of course, there's a big mission behind this channel, which is to help more people and show you how I went from being a regular guy to hopefully in the future someone who's super successful, has a great life. But yeah, as I record more videos, as I talk more, and I watch myself again, I learn how to speak better. If you look at a video 3 years ago that I uploaded, you might see that I might have used more filler words, or I don't know, I was slower. But it's all about practice and consistency and failing and failing and failing until you reach a point where when an opportunity presents itself, a video takes off, right? And I have enough money to hire a bigger content team. I know how to like steer everything because I already have experience in creating content. I have the foundation. So also so that also is a big lesson that I learned is even though the circumstances are the most imperfect, just start. And the moment you start and you stick to this thing, like to me, when I start something, I mentally force myself to continue with it because I don't want to start and then stop, start, stop. That's the worst habit ever. Good morning. So I got this guy here, a computer monitor bar, light bar. I think it's a good purchase because it would light up my desk, especially during the night or in darker environments, so I can feel the vibe even more, even read on the desk and do stuff and add to the overall aesthetics and productivity of it, to be fair. So I'm unboxing this while I'm working out. Maybe the light isn't the best. Oh, it's heavy. Nice packaging. Let's put it on the desk. This is to control its brightness. This is its charger. Let's see what it looks like. So this is the final look. Got the cam on top of it, and it's giving a really nice shine to the desk. Hello, hello. So I'm having dinner, basic chicken and rice. Today was good. Worked for like 4 or 5 hours on ads. I didn't have like creative flow, I can say, and I realized that I have a knowledge gap in that area. So I also during lunch watched a lot of YouTube videos around the topic of like copywriting, media buying, and in summary, I just need to continuously develop more concepts and figure out what's the winning one, right? And I forgot about this topic, and I was so like skeptical and worried, but I knew that this is the best way to do things, right? Is to crack the code. Oftentimes we need to be remembered rather than learn something new. So, watching these videos inspired me and confirmed that I'm on the right path, although I'm not getting any results. And I just need to keep on trying. After lunch, I took a power nap and then went to the gym, crushed it. I was like full. I was so sweaty because of how hard I pushed the weights, and it was mainly about strength training today. Then I came back. Was supposed to have a call right now, but it's a no-show. I don't know why, although this guy showed like a lot of interest, so I'll follow up with him tomorrow. And now I'm having dinner and I'm watching the movie of Francis of Assisi. They've published it for free on YouTube. You can see it here. Interesting story. He's a saint and he transformed from a wealthy, carefree youth into a humble friar, founding the Franciscan order and becoming the patron saint of animals and ecology. So, since I'm very ambitious and I want to build lifelong wealth, while also following God and making sure that every single dollar that I generate is generated with dignity and integrity. I thought the story would be really nice. It's a 1 hour and 40-minute movie, which I'll watch while I'm having dinner to learn about how to balance and how to really have a deep relationship with God while also building great things here on this earth that will serve people. As I mentioned yesterday as well, oftentimes we need to be reminded of certain principles that we tend to forget. And I think today I want to remind myself that I am going through this phase that all it's signaling is that I'm going downhill and there is no potential going back up, and that things will go to zero, and the fear that things will stay at zero and my life will become terrible and whatever. But I think all of this is happening as a test from God to test my faith in Him. I just wanted to remind myself of that because I must have faith, and I'm also improving my patience. Usually, these are things that I journal, while writing them. I'm not used to talking about them on camera or sharing them with anyone, but I'm glad I am, and I want to share this season to see how the story unfolds. It's like a weekly episode that gets uploaded, and both you and I, we're not sure about what's gonna happen, and yeah, we're still going. One positive thing is that about the hero story, it's when someone's doing well, and then their life turns to shambles, and they have their like down moment. They reach rock bottom, and from there they work their way towards victory again. So I like to believe that I am in that story right now, and God is the director. Yeah, I'm grateful that's happening. Well, what I'll do is think about the present, not worry about the future. Just know that He got it, because it doesn't make sense to worry about tomorrow or after tomorrow, as Jesus says in that verse. And keep on pushing. Like, don't think about the scenarios that might happen as well with this. Yeah, I'm working out now. Uh, if you're new to this, if you notice that most of the videos are with me bare naked, it's because I just woke up, or I'm working out, or just finished working out. And I don't like doing that with a shirt because I don't find a point in doing that. So today, for the first time, I'll be taking with me this tripod to record how I swim. So let's see how it goes.
Preston.
Sweet as. Cheers, boys. Appreciate it.
Cool. Catch you lads.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
What love can do. Good morning. So today's Thursday. It's a good start of the day. I had a call with my Australian clients, and things are very fluctuating right now for them, but we're trying to, go through that storm and fix it until it's done. Yesterday was good. I didn't give you an update, so I had lunch and then went to the gym to swim. I'll roll out some clips for you since that's the first time I take my tripod and actually film stuff, and they're looking good. After that, I came back and we had a family event, so like a mass for my grandfather, and then we had like a small reunion, as in the big family. And I got back on time, had my night routine, slept, and today, of course, woke up on time. The plan for today, if I get the time, is to I have client work, so like to update them with the data and how things are going to ensure them that things aren't breaking and give them that feeling of safety, based on data, of course, and it's not just, oh, don't worry, bro, nothing is happening. No, everything's data backed with what we do. But yeah, do some client work and then hopefully get the time to build the ad concept, all the videos and everything. Have lunch, a power nap if needed, and then go to the gym, shower, dinner. I also want to try and build the week 4 vlog. I think that will be a long one. And I might have a call with a friend to discuss business and see if I can help in any way. Things are progressing, I guess, compared to yesterday. Yesterday, I woke up, there was still this tension with clients, and then I guess I solved it. And today is like more calm. I already checked out the messages that they sent me and marked them as unread so that after I'm done with the cold shower and I'm on my desk, I can work on them. So yeah, days fluctuate, and I think you don't want to let the bad days stop you from, pushing and continuing with your journey. Although they might not be the most creative or productive days when it comes to progressing forward, like these days are important so that you maintain the foundation that you've already laid out, so that you make sure it's good and it's steady, so that you then can focus on building foundations on top of that. Because everything requires maintenance in life with whatever you're doing, so it's part of the game. And sometimes we forget that. Maybe I forgot that as well, but looking back at it, it's obvious that not all days are for creativity or for producing new work. Cheers. So I just got a surprise right now. An older client was having trouble with his Instagram account, and he suspected that was because of AI, because that's the main thing running his inbox. But then, as he onboarded a team of human setters, he realized that, oh, yeah, my account is still getting restricted, and the performance of the in the DMs, or for the business for the business overall, is 3 times less effective than the performance of AI. I'm also talking to other clients, and I've been so deep into like looking at all the data, how the service is performing for clients and all that. And everything is signaling like positively about AI. They're running hundreds of DMs per day, each one of them through the system, and it's outperforming teams of just human appointment setters. If you're in the business space, you know what that is, or the term. So maybe right now the market is still skeptical. They tried other AI solutions, but they didn't work out. Whereas I'm taking the slow route where whoever works with me gives me the feedback as needed, and I take that feedback and I implement it as a service. So I'm not just giving them a AI software or whatever to take care of this very core part of their business, but I'm giving them a full service that's mainly powered by AI. It's like, do I want to play this game or do I want to utilize my strengths and implement the approach of building systems that will help me attract clients? And I don't know, there are plenty of ways in which I can get more clients. There's plenty of, I think, demand for what I need. It's just the market is really unaware about what a very well built system can do to their business. A lot of them are skeptical, but yeah, I gotta be patient because I mean, I have a winning offer, I have a winning product. I've had clients subscribe and they haven't unsubscribed yet. They're still utilizing the service and they've been with me for more than a year now. And a lot of them have unsubscribed as well, mainly because they changed their type of funnel. They're not using the DMs anymore, or they ran out of cash flow, their business failed, or stuff like that. That's the majority of reason for why they quit. I got a few clients that, sure, maybe AI didn't perform that well with, but all in all, like, the system is improving. I'm improving the service for everyone in parallel. And the great thing about it is that if I do, and I've built it in a way where if I make an upgrade for one client, this upgrade also gets implemented for all the rest. So it's like a scalable upgrade. And if you think about it, if you're managing a team of humans, to implement that upgrade would take you weeks, if not like days, if not weeks, to teach them around the new changes you're making, the new tests that you're launching, the new systems that you're building, and to also build these systems and replicate them for each client would be a hassle. So having an AI central product and a product that is connected to, let's say, Claude Code or any AI software that you use will allow you to implement this update using AI to update AI. Now, of course, one thing that people also don't mention is every time you need to make a change in a process, you need to monitor how that change affects the performance of that process. So that is where a human is required to make sure that all these AI systems are running properly without any leaks, without any breaks or major errors. And hence why I think also what I'm building has a ton of enterprise value compared to a regular like agency, but it's taking time to like really scale. And I think if the market was at this stage right now where it's educated about AI, I think automatically like my income would scale, but I gotta adapt to that and make sure that I at least survive in this phase and I make use of every single data point that I get from my clients. I focus on delivering the most value to them. And as I get more referrals and I spot other coaches who are, let's say, using very bad AI chatbots, I would highlight the inefficiencies in their process. I would tell them how to fix that and would probably land them as a client. Maybe rather than going down the ads route, because right now I'd rather, I think, save the cash flow that I'm getting from the business for a rainy day than spend it all on ads. So I'm gonna, I think, make a pivot in the strategy and figure out a way to close more deals and land more clients in a personalized approach. Maybe it's cold approaching them, contacting them on all their social platforms. With the use of AI, I can also get their contact details more easily. Sorry, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I gotta onboard my older client again and make sure we get the best results for him, and let God do the rest. I'll do what I can. But yeah, super grateful. Oof, that has been a tough past 7 days. Waking up every day to like fires I have to turn off to now. Things are settling, I can say. I'm not sure what might happen in the future, but I don't want to think about this. I want to think about the present, leave the rest to God again, have faith in Him. and do what I can do best. I think entrepreneurship is something like this where you go through different seasons and you have the season of just being in flow, having some really great ideas come to your mind, strategizing and thinking that you're on top of the world. And seasons where things are calm, nothing much is happening, things are progressing as they should. And then seasons where everything is going wrong and you have to turn off the fires and all this stuff. And kind of looking back 1 month ago, and ever since I started documenting the journey here on YouTube, it's been crazy that I'm alternating between these, and you can watch this. Like something that I'm really happy about is I'm catching all of this on camera right now. The bad stuff that happens in business. Literally a few days ago, I was sat on my chair there, and I was like, oh, this is all gonna fall down. It's gonna tumble, man. Oh my god. And then I remember periods before where I would strategize about building a 200K per month business. And I think, and also the YouTube channel, like I remember the good days where I would feel so excited about what I'm building and so grateful that I started documenting my journey early on. And because I had this vision in mind. And then I remember the importance of also during the tough times, maybe we don't have a lot of clarity when it comes to the long-term vision or ideas. And that's why such a powerful skill you can grow as an entrepreneur, as someone successful, is being able to go through the tough times without changing the strategy that you have. Right now maybe the views aren't that high on this channel, and my business was like going through a lot of turbulence, and it's still going through that, right? It's a never-ending process. And during that period I thought like, what's the point of doing this YouTube, man? I'm gonna fail. Like nothing's gonna work. My business is gonna fail. All these negative things will happen. Why am I doing all this stuff? But I knew, because I built the routines and the habits to keep on doing these things, I knew that I should keep on doing them and that these periods will end. I just had to keep on going and going and going. And now that I'm in a more peaceful state, I can say, compared to the past few days, I remember these things that, maybe a couple of days from now, things will be so peaceful. There will be butterflies flowing around me, or flying, sorry. And then I remember like, wow, it's really cool that I'm documenting everything on YouTube again. And this is the story that I'm building. And if I hadn't started before, you know, all of this wouldn't have been come to fruition, and no one would have known about my story with that level of transparency that I am documenting with right now. So yeah, overall, I think what's really nice about entrepreneurship is these phases that come, and when you're flowing and coming up with all these world-changing ideas, but it also comes at a cost, which is these tough periods where you feel like everything's going against you, but you got to keep on rowing the boat or swimming to get to that safety or safe island where you can at least survive until a helicopter comes and picks you up and places you where you belong, where you can thrive again. So it's these seasons of like thriving and then surviving and so on. And it's a growth curve that looks like this, where I also mentioned this in a couple of my videos. Let's say your income is the metric that measures how successful you are as an entrepreneur, because money is a measure of how much value you're providing to the marketplace, given that of course you're doing something legitimate and ethical. So your income starts at like zero, and then maybe you hit your first 5K per month, it drops, and then your first 10K per month, it drops, and then 30K. And at least that's what I've experienced so far. And right now I'm at a stage where I hit that 30K per month. I'm back at like 10K per month. And I think the next big thing is 50K, 100K, 200K. I don't know what the threshold will look like until I like go downward in the trend. But yeah, hopefully things go to plan and I don't face a huge setback in the business, something happens. Anyway, I don't like to think about the future as I always say, and I'm leaving all of this up to God, but whatever it is, I will keep on reminding myself that this is the story that I'm building, and I don't know, 5 years from now, things should be way better in terms of the skills that I have, the personality that I've developed, the awareness, all of this stuff, because I'm growing day by day. And this small growth that's happening is compounding without me even maybe realizing. So, looking back at videos 6 months ago, I can notice my level of maturity and the level of knowledge that I have compared to now. And so the same applies to 6 months from now, 6 years from now. That's what I know. That's the constant thing. It's growth. But yeah, let's see what God has in store for us. Thank you if you're still watching this. See you. Alright, just finished my workout and took a shower. Now I'm headed out to see the boys. We want to have like a small coffee time, maybe a dinner, have some fun, and come back home early so I can sleep early, wake up early, and keep pushing.
بس سفرية طب سفرية حبيبي انت منين تجيلي اهبل
This is why you should start anything that comes to mind that you think you should do long term. You should start it ASAP. And when I started waking up at 5 a.m., I started recording my morning workouts so that I can hold myself accountable to whoever's viewing my stories. And there happened to be one day where I missed to upload the story, and I got a few messages of people saying like, "Yo, where you at? Did you actually wake up at 5 a.m.?" But anyways, like the first time that I uploaded the story, I knew that the frame wasn't the best, but I had to just upload it. Building the physique, doing mainly push-ups. You can see the shoulders, and also hanging on the bar and doing some abs, so growing these main muscles. And it's just taking me like 30 minutes every morning, which might be a lot, but I mean, the advantages it gives you are crazy. And I'm also doing some exercises to like open up this left shoulder and make it more mobile. To tell you the plan for today, I have my morning routine and then do some client work. I'm also gonna onboard the client that I mentioned yesterday. He came back wanting to work again with us. I'm also gonna edit the week 4 vlog. I want to try and make it as concise as possible this time and remove all types of repetition because I realized that maybe there are lots of unnecessary parts that I'm repeating. So I want to try and trim these as much as possible. Then I have a call with this client and then have a lunch break, go swim with my coach today, and then I have a dinner with my friends. Now it starts at 7 p.m., which is a bit late, but I won't stay there for long, so I'd stay there for like 8:30 p.m. and then leave the dinner early, so I can come here, prepare for sleep, and wake up tomorrow at 5 a.m. and continue with the consistent wake up times. And I'm very glad that I've been consistent with this. Like I woke up at 5 a.m. every single day and I stayed awake for like 15, 30 minutes. And only on 2 days out of what, 20, did I go back and have a power nap that was a bit long. But sometimes the body tells us that it needs rest and we need to listen to it and not go against it, using stimulants or drinking lots of coffee or I don't know, smoking a lot. Sometimes the body just needs that amount of sleep. So we gotta understand that. And trust me, after you have that sleep that your body is requesting, you'll wake up super fresh with a creative mind, with a lot of energy, so that you can make good decisions and attack the business in a more efficient way compared to just, surviving off of caffeine and ruining your entire nervous system. So let's keep going. I need to get better at like fixing my hair. Cheers. Right now I'm editing the fourth week vlog. This is me eating fruits.
So this iteration is what's taking time. So I've been working since 9:30 a.m., stopped at 1:30 p.m., and then had lunch break, power nap, and then continued work from 3 p.m. till 6.
This is AI generated, by the way. Let me know if these types of animations look cool. My goal is to help you visualize what my day looked like the same way I schedule it on my calendar. I'm looking back at my calendar and I see that I've been working on analyzing my clients' data for around 1 week and a half so far, and analyzing why the performance in their DMs is low, because that's the main service I work in or I provide, is AI in the DMs. And at first I saw this as a big obstacle towards getting more clients, because it was taking away all of my time that I wanted to spend on marketing, on making more content, better sales assets, so that I can attract more clients and drive more cash flow to the business and scale it. But what's interesting is that during that period of like heavy data analysis and checking the performance of the service and going deep into the nuances of it, I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of nuances in data tracking that not anyone can kind of fathom them. And right now during lunch, I have my laptop in front of me, and I've been going back and forth with my client who's facing a drop. And what he did was he onboarded also humans. So both AI and humans worked at the same time to manage the DMs. And what happened is humans are a bit outperforming AI. Now this got me confused, because usually AI is outperforming the humans. Like I told you with the client who got back, his human setters were doing 3 times less output compared to AI's past performance. Now you might say it's because of the setters and whatever. Sure, there is a difference. But if both of them are following the same script, then what is the difference? And that is what I'm currently analyzing, is why do the humans have a bit better show rate and also close rate? And understanding the difference, like based on that, I will build a hypothesis of why the difference is there. Maybe it's just random, right? We need more data to figure out if next week maybe AI outperforms the humans, or humans still outperform AI. So now I want to make this deep study and understand the differences. So after I build my hypothesis, I launch a test with AI to keep it like split the lead flow 50% towards the current version and another 50% to the test version, to figure out if there are differences in results there. So let's see what we find out. So it's 9 p.m. right now. I'm leaving my friend's house. There's like a big gathering, so I had like a quick dinner and meet up with them. But yeah, I gotta go home, sleep early. Again, I'm in that looking phase. They're probably gonna stay up to like 12 p.m. a.m. or I don't know, 3 a.m. It's like awesome vibes, and if I weren't in that locking season, I would have stayed with them 100%. There's nothing better than spending some good quality time with great people. But yeah, gotta do what we gotta do. Going back home right now. See ya tomorrow. Today's been a great work day. I set up the AI DM setter, my service for a client. There's still a couple of things to do. But yeah, it's around 5 p.m. and I'm headed to see my friends. To be fair, a bit burnt out from work. I cannot push anymore, so I want to rest a bit, see them, and come back, rest, wake up tomorrow, Sunday, continue work, and finish the week 4 vlog, upload it, meet the family, I guess, and repeat the cycle. Good morning, everyone. So it's around 9 a.m. And if you've noticed from my voice, I just woke up again. I will admit that my sleep hasn't been great, especially this week. For some reason, I had to come back home a bit late there and be asleep by like 11 p.m. I would wake up exhausted and sleep again, and the cycle repeated. Now, I experienced this around 2 weeks ago. Like last week was really good in terms of sleep. This week was again not great. So, as promised, I'll send another $50 to charity for sleeping today. But I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, and you can say my success rate with like waking up has been, I don't know, 80%. Another 20% is like failure. I haven't calculated the percentages, but I'll give these numbers as an estimate. But yeah, again, the reason for why I was doing that as well is mainly because of belief. The belief in my mind that I needed more sleep, and especially the past 2 days. So yesterday and today. Yesterday I was super exhausted after work, and in my mind I was like, I want to sleep more. I want to get some more rest because indeed I am exhausted. And today I wanted to wake up early because I got a lot of client work to finish as well, to make sure I finish them before the start of the week. So anyway, I got what I wanted, which is more sleep and more rest and more social time. I will get more work done today and also more social time, and get back home early when I'm out, or I don't know, maybe I'll even stay home today. Sleep early and get back on track, be more strict again with my routine. We got a business to scale, and I did maybe lose a bit of momentum with that, but I'll get back on track. We're not supposed to be perfect. Mistakes happen, but the important thing is that we don't repeat the same mistakes more than once, or maximum twice. The game isn't over. We lost a few battles, but we still got the entire war. And the important thing is to keep on winning right now, to keep a clean slate. So let's get it. I like to watch Alex Hormozzi's content from time to time, especially this video right here, which is the season of No, What It Takes to Win. So here he has Steve Jobs. Now, I've watched this video probably, I don't know, 7 times or even more over the past years of like building my business. And every time I get into that strict season of no, where I say no to most of the things, I watch this video to remind me of like why it's so important to reject most of the things, like the trips, the nights out, and all this stuff, to just focus on what's essential. And that principle also applies to anything in business. Whatever distractions come up, and there's this shiny object that gives the false expectation that's gonna blow up the business, but it's just a distraction. That we should also say no to as he's saying in the video, re-quoting Steve Jobs, focus isn't just focusing on the right thing, it's saying no to the 1,000 different things that you shouldn't focus on and saying yes to the one thing. So yeah, I watch these videos when I slip like days like these to get back on track and get inspired again, because I believe the game is like all mental. You know, if the mindset isn't in place and it's lacking, and there are these subconscious beliefs that are driving us and causing like really bad performance, then we should fix those beliefs and make sure that we're on the right track again. Recently, I also realized that I like during work, because I use AI a lot, and when I give AI a task, it tends to take a lot of time to like go on and implement it. Like it takes minutes, sometimes tens of minutes, and during that time, I have nothing to do. I tend to open up YouTube, for example, or Instagram on the PC and scroll through content. And the next thing I know is that I'm hooked to these platforms and waiting for AI to like finish the task. But when AI does finish the task and I come back to it, I'd have lost my focus with the task that I'm doing. So the quality of my work becomes worse and my attention is ruined, and I'm in that state where I cannot do like productive work. It's so hard because I've gone through a lot of pieces of content that filled my mind and distracted me, and now it's very hard to like focus on that one thing, you know. So yes, focus is about saying no to scrolling through hundreds of pieces of short form or like tens of YouTube videos, so that you can focus on that one task. And it's not easy. So an exercise that I'm doing right now is to log every time that I get this impulse to open up a social platform and when I get it. And so I wrote it, and the first bad habit is opening my Gmail before starting my work session. That was one. And then while I was doing boring work for a client, I had the trigger to open up Instagram and start scrolling. And then I got another one while I was waiting for AI to finish a certain task, and another one again when AI was trying to finish a task. So just having that data in front of me gives me an idea of when these urges appear and prepares me mentally to be aware that every time these urges emerge, then I would use my willpower to stop them. And so with enough repetition, I think it will become a habit where I would find something more productive to do whenever I prompt AI to do a long task, or whenever I'm doing a boring task, as a substitute of just opening these social platforms and scrolling and ruining these deep focus hours. It's so easy to lose focus these days, and I like this line, and I like this line that Robin Sharma says as well, which is, tranquility is the new luxury. Today, the entire world is distracted and is bombarded with all this content that pulls away our focus in 100 different directions. But if you're able to be alone, focused, and locked in, then you're able to achieve wonders. And that has been the case for ever since humanity was created, There's always been distractions, but especially in that generation, distractions are becoming more powerful and more destructive to the human. So once we beat them by ignoring them, by saying no to them and focusing on what matters, then we're on the road to building great things. Enough with the mindset session for today. Time to get back to work and finish the things that I have planned for the day before I go on and chill a bit more, come back early, prepare for tomorrow, and have a great productive day. Got my bro working with me today as well. Cheers, mate. What are you drinking?
Capo.
Po? Oh wow. He's got a new nickname for cappuccino.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Today was a really, really good day. Did some great client work for like 4 hours. And then my YouTube video took 3 hours to finalize the editing, the intro, and everything. So that was week four uploaded today. I'm uploading every Sunday. So this video, you'll probably be watching it 1 week after it's filmed. Had lunch with the family, went to church, had a quick dinner with my friends, and right now it's 9:40 p.m. Time is late already, and I promised myself that I would sleep earlier. So instead of like going to my own apartment, I'm in my parents' house right now. I'm gonna sleep here in my old room and wake up early tomorrow at 5 a.m. Do my morning routine and everything. Good thing is I got my laptop and the charger, which is like all I need, and the mouse, of course, to do some great work. And since I don't need my setup specifically, uh, the main thing I want to focus on tomorrow is reading this book called Predictable Revenue. So it's a book that helps build a really strong sales process. One of my clients, he's really good at sales, so he recommended this book because it will help me build the mindset and the strategy behind what it takes to build a really great sales system to scale my business. Because he mentioned that it's mostly sales based rather than marketing based. So if I send super personalized videos to my target audience, the people who might be interested in investing in my solution, that is more effective compared to maybe making a lot of content that and posting it on my page and waiting for someone to actually engage. And you know the marketing process will take a lot of times when it comes to like creating content compared to directly reaching out to them and having a sniper precise strategy on getting their attention and showing them the value in what I have to offer. So it will be mostly reading and note taking. And then I'd have lunch and, go to the gym, come back home, prepare a couple of stuff, see how I could spend the rest of the day and get back on track. But yeah, we're moving forward. That's what matters. Let's see what the next week has in store for us.